One of the most popular, unpopular opinion minions about New Horizons is that the soundtrack is lame. This sentiment seems to resonate with many series veterans, and as one, I agree. Compared to these games, the New Horizons soundtrack sucks, but at the same time, it's not the worst, and I do still enjoy it, something I realized listening more and more to the OST outside the game. Because I don't think that all of the tracks are bad, just the ones that the game tends to play the most. So while I personally talked a bunch of smack about this soundtrack in the hourly ranked video and the main theme in the first KK video, I want to use this video to talk about some of the music omitted from those ones because, spoiler alert, it's pretty frickin' good. The very first song you hear when turning this game on is the airport counter. It's not much, but at this point, neither are you. It's a soft rollout, a calm introduction, because it's best not to overwhelm the player's senses when they're laying the groundwork for their whole island. But it really is just a lovely little groove that samples bits of the main theme, the always charming Rhodes-esque keyboard combined with the bass that is central to this game's score. You hear it once, and never again, immediately followed by the main theme and the prologue music. Remember what I said a second ago? New Horizons subpar tracks play the most? Well, here begins the endless guitar strumming that drove us all insane. If you're like me, this was almost an instant drop-off. It's a cool concept on paper, several games have done it before. The further you advance, you add more and more to the track, so you get an auditory correlation with your game progress. New Horizons specifically has 7 tracks to its prologue music, which is quite an arsenal for all the possible variation. The issue is that it's just the same repetitive chord for way too long. This is the prologue music from the GameCube, which plays about 30 minutes to an hour if you're slow. This is the prologue music from New Horizons, which plays for deadass B an entire week. And I know the energy of the GameCube track wouldn't fit the remote island theme, but couldn't they have come up with something a little less sleepy and a little more adventurous? You know, for all the hard labor you have to do outdoors gathering resources and fishing. Much of New Horizons music suffers this dilemma. It either tries too little or too hard, and the hourly music in New Horizons is certainly the latter. I don't want to bring up 2 PM again, but here we are, so... The end result is that it doesn't fit Animal Crossing's peaceful, imaginative nature, but here's where the game takes a little turn from the rest of the series. Really promoting the whole deserted island concept. The music had to follow that, and so a lot of these tracks, say it with me, the OST got a little bit more tropical, the instruments got a little bit more Billie Islandish. We're talking ukuleles, steel drums, marimbas, maracas, bongos, the acoustic guitar. So the arrangement for a lot of these tracks, described by the team as easygoing and free, fit the calm, relaxing, slow nature of an island paradise. And nowhere is this more evident than at the Able Sisters. The old games following the strict coordinated rhythm between the accordion and bass, but in New Horizons, it's okay, Mr. Drum, you play when you feel like it. These mixes are great. Having heard the Island Tour music so much because of the torture that is villager hunting, this song makes it a little bit more enjoyable. The Dodo Airlines music, which is completely unnecessary on a screen that takes this long, but okay, I have nothing better to do. Wait, is that Super Mario World? The DLC really took this shit home, kind of dipping more into reggae and mambo areas, Caribbean influence. As someone who really wasn't interested in the whole house design thing, I'd say the price is worth it for the music alone, or, you know, YouTube. Just kidding. But New Horizons is more than just tropical vibes. If you want to hop to the other end of the chart, New Year's Eve, which as a whole is like 8 tracks, brings big band city charm with violins, a brass section, piano, saxophones, taking the carefree rural island theme and transforming it for one night into an elegant, captivating celebration, but it doesn't stop there. 2 AM hits, and though it's winding down, the party is still so alive. Friends chatting, snow falling, half-eaten snack trays, smiles filling the room. Shit that sounds like it was written by Vince Guaraldi. It's just so majestic and endearing and all around such an amazing track, but it never gets considered and analyzed like the hourly music because it plays once a year for 3 hours, usually when no one is actually on the game. And I'm not done. The fireworks theme is in a nature very close to this too. It's got the congregation spirit to invite out the whole neighborhood. One of the biggest fan favorites is in the 10 minutes before Nooks closes. The instruments here sound like they came right out of a Disney film, and though it's only 66 seconds long, the loop never overstays its welcome, unlike me selling my turnips. Reese and Cyrus made their way back to the game, their iconic music following them. These were two of my favorite characters from New Leaf, and I wanted them back so bad, and they came back, and I was happy, and for a while it felt like 2013. But then the music starts to dive around 3 minutes, and you realize it's not New Leaf, and it'll never be 2013 again, and yeah, the timed minigame music is pretty cool too. And best of all, Festival, hey, you already know what I'm gonna say.
Boss, all bias!
Okay, so to summarize my point, most of the time you are occupied with this game, you will be hearing either the prologue or hourly music. They play a lot, and they aren't that good. And yes, compared to the rest of the series, New Horizons does taste like stale beef jerky. But there are still so many gems hidden in this OST, and you can tell Totaka and the sound team gave their all for it. So I don't think it's fair to say this game's soundtrack is horrible, and that is correction number 1 of the post 2.0 New Horizons 2-year retrospective, which is totally a thing.